Have you ever seen anything like this back in Laredo, Texas?
Is that a real question?
Tell me today, what was the highlight of the enduro stage for you?
Definitely stage 5. They caught me off guard. At one point, I thought I was off course, but then I just saw like a line ahead, and I was like, okay, I think I'm going the right way. But yeah, I mean, it was fun, and that was my first official enduro, so it was, it was great. I'd like to do it again someday.
Goals for the rest of this season? I know you got a lot of cross-country stuff. You're still junior, right, for cross-country?
Correct. Gonna try to make the world team and just see how that goes.
Sweet. Thanks, Jorge.
Yeah.
So Jason broke himself yesterday on the enduro stage. He was in the green jersey for the everybody else enduro category. I know a lot of people have probably seen you around. This will save you having to answer the question 30 more times about what happened. I should tell everybody all at once here. What'd you do, man?
It was the 3rd enduro stage yesterday, coming down the fast chute. Caught something with the end of my bar and just went down the hill. Separated AC joint and broken collarbone. So we'll see what happens. Not sure on surgery yet.
And we talked about this earlier, but does this make you want to come back next year to redeem yourself, or does this make you never want to come back here?
No, I'm coming back for sure.
So Jason, in addition to being one of the top couple enduro guys here, is also probably the nicest guy here that I've met so far. Yesterday, shoulder was broken, still helping out everybody else. He let Steven, who brought a hardtail, which was dumb, he let Steven ride his full suspension today in the enduro. He let someone borrow his Garmin. He brought up his Camelback. He's like helping with, it's been awesome. So I hope you come back, man.
I will, thank you.
All right, thanks, Jason. Sue.
Are you teaching now?
Tell me about Enduro Day. I know this is a focus for you coming in here. You've had years and years of cross-country racing, and I know lately you've been super focused on going downhill fast. How does this compare? You've done a couple other enduros, real enduros. How does the Trans-Sylvania enduro compare to actual enduros out in the real world?
In the real world, because Pennsylvania is not the real world. It's intense. I mean, it's really cool because there's so many segments this week if you're going for the overall. Today, even though I won the stage, I still don't know how my points went. So it's really, you always got to be on it, and it's over so quick. And I think that's like the tough part with enduro is like, you make one or two mistakes and you don't get it back. Whereas across country, you can always try attacking again or doing something, but enduro is over so quick, so it really takes a lot of focus, which is hard at my age.
So I know you teach a lot of people mountain bike skills. Obviously, things like climbing, like Payson was born to go as fast as he goes. He trains really hard, but he also had to be born like that.
Yeah.
How much can be learned in terms of enduro? Like, can I be Cody Phillips when I grow up? Or is there something that some people just have that others don't? How do you teach this?
It's a good question. I mean, I think people naturally gravitate to what they're pretty good at, and that's why it's cool when you're a junior, you should try a bunch of different stuff and figure out maybe what you're a little better at. But just because you're good at something doesn't mean that that's what gives you, sustains you or makes you happy. So you try to find that balance, but as far as like say learning to jump or something like that, it's tough the older you get, but again, it's it's kind of that drive from within, and that's what, if you have that drive to learn how to jump, then you're going to learn how to jump, but if you're always a little bit scared of it, it'll be a harder road to go. But yeah, sure, I mean, it's definitely, you got to practice, and I mean, I still take lessons from other instructors all the time, and even though a lot of these people can be really fast at something, I think it's really important to still practice it and develop your skills and, learn from older people and everyone that you can.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks.
So Cody, former podium cross-country junior nationals. Yeah, so Cody's a very talented cross-country guy, very physically talented, fitness-wise talented, but now all your training is geared towards enduro. I mean, everybody out here rides long miles. They all do 2x20-minute tempos and things like that. Tell me about the enduro-specific training that you've been doing this year for some of these guys that they want to go home and work on getting better at their downhills.
Yeah, I have done some of those 2x20 tempos, they're not fun. But now it's a lot of short stuff, a lot of minute, 2 minute, 30 seconds. Even the other day I was doing 12-second sprints. I did 10 to 12-second sprints. A lot of weight room time too, getting core and arms and everything, just so as you get tired you have more strength and you can just kind of manhandle your leg. But yeah, a lot of short stuff. Endurance isn't as important. So I mean, yesterday was the longest ride I've done all year, just because 5 hours doesn't help you when your race is, you're out there for 2.5, 3 hours and you're racing for 20, 30 minutes total. So I mean, yeah.
Thanks, Cody.
All right.
I just want to know from you, Mike, where did this idea come from? I mean, this seems, now that we've been doing it for a few years, it seems like such a tradition. People always talk about the single track summer camp and the familial atmosphere here, and it just almost seems like we've been doing this for 50 years.
Yep.
How did this idea come to be, and tell me about sort of the growth throughout the years to where we're at now?
Ray and I were really drunk. And I don't know what happened next. So that was a long time ago. We thought we'd do, you know, some sort of stage race. We raced all over the place. We were like, well, Pennsylvania kicks ass. How come there isn't something like this here? And we decided we'd do it. Simple as that.
3-day, 7-day, enduro, East Coast rocks, all these different ideas that come into one. Tell me about some of the things. I know you guys are always kind of looking 2 or 3 years in advance and talking about ideas. What have been some of the feedbacks from people? What are some of the things you'd like to try with Trans-Sylvania in the future?
Boy. So, always playing around with ideas. That's definitely the case. You know, we're always trying to tweak. Like, we want people to come. Obviously, we're trying to make something of this, right? Like, I don't just do this because I love mountain biking and I love putting on the stage race, but I do it to make a living. But at the same time, I also love to have all you guys here. It is really fun for me to put this thing on. It's a lot of work, but it's really fun. And so, getting more people here and trying to figure out what it is, what that combination is. Is it tightening up the week to 5 days and, you know, starting on Saturday so that we can stretch over that holiday weekend and make more use of it? Is it just trying to build a 3-day so we get more folks over that? So we're always tumbling, you know, these ideas through our heads, and you know, we always welcome lots of feedback. So whatever you guys want to tell us, we'll totally listen to it. We'll ignore 90% of it. But every now and then you give me some idea that I'm like, that's a really good one, and I'm going to put it to use.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's super easy because you've got so much stuff to do all day. You get so busy that you don't find a lot of time to sit down and talk to people you don't know. So I know you think of so many of the staples of camp: Wheelie Wednesday, the Stage 8 festivities,
yeah.
Even the enduro idea. These are ideas that, you know, I can just remember other people or myself sitting around talking on the porch at 11 o'clock at night. You know, it would be awesome if, let's do wheelies tomorrow night, we have nothing to do. And so Mike, more than any race promoter I've ever dealt with, so for those who don't know my history, I used to work for the media, I had a media website. I would go to 40, 45 bike races a year. This was the only one that I was really excited to leave my wife and my dog and actually go travel to, because it was such a fun event beyond just the bike race. And part of that was being able to talk to Mike and say, Mike, here's an idea that I think is going to make the race cooler. And just that year, or the next year, Mike would just turn around and do that. So if you guys get a chance, if you see him, he's always down in the office, go sit down with Mike, tell him what you like about the race, tell him what you don't like about the race. You will never meet another race promoter who's going to do as good of a job of hearing your input and putting it into good use. And I think that's pretty evident in just how awesome this week is. So thanks, Mike.
Yeah.